Well, Black and White Network, we're going to be talking about Fani Willis here in this video. Judge Scott McAfee, man, he dropped some big time news here about this Trump election case. Now, it's not about whether or not Fani Willis will actually be dismissed from this case. We're still waiting to hear about that. And I do believe it's a real possibility. But Judge Scott McAfee gave Fani Willis some very, very bad news today when it comes to charges on President Trump and others in the case. Now, we know that the plan is we need to start this trial before the election. We need a conviction before the election because we believe that can actually help Democrats. That is the playbook. But that may have actually just taken a serious blow. Now, the chances of this case actually starting before the election was very, very slim anyway. With this news we got today, guys, this case, let's say it actually still does happen, may not even start until like next year sometime. And by that point, Trump could actually be in office. Now, Fani Willis hired her lover, Nathan Wade, who was a judge. But this man did not have the experience for this case, and now is starting to backfire in her face. So let's get into it, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member live stream every single Friday. Just starts at $5 per month. We appreciate the support. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button, get access to the same thing. So here we go. Check this out. Georgia Judge Scott McAfee dismisses 3 charges against Donald Trump. And one of those is actually the phone call in Georgia that got dismissed, where allegedly Trump was saying something like, fine, I don't remember the exact number, 11,000 votes, something like that. Dismiss. Because apparently Nathan Wade, man, really is not experienced in this stuff. And we got a clip on Fox News where Lori is actually going to lay that out there. That Nathan Wade, he ain't up to the task on this thing. But it says here, Fulton County Judge Scott McAfee on Wednesday dismissed 3 charges against former President Donald Trump in the election interference case. In total, the dismissed charges include 6 counts in the indictment, including 3 against Trump. Prosecutors can refile the quash charges, McAfee wrote in his order. Trump is still charged in more than a half dozen counts. Trump was originally charged with 13 counts. Now, we'll get into the refiling. Because they refile, it's going to backfire big time on them. Big time. But let's jump over here to Fox News here, because we got a clip here we need to react to. And there's a lawyer on here that kind of breaks down this news here a little bit. Let's go ahead and play it.
This just in as well. Judge Scott McAfee has dismissed 6 counts in the election interference case in Georgia, including 3 involving former U.S. President Trump. Joining us now is former Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe. And thankfully, you're a lawyer, and you've had a few minutes to digest this a little bit to help us understand, what does this mean?
Well, good to be with you, Dana. Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to look at it in detail, but this is akin to, in federal court, a motion for more definite statement. It's called a special demurrer in the state of Georgia. But essentially what it is it's the various defendants saying, look, you've accused us of violating the law, of specifically of violating our oath, but you haven't told us how our conduct matches up with something that we should be held criminally responsible for. And here the judge agreed. The judge said, you didn't provide enough specificity in how you pled this. And so he quashed them or dismissed these counts. It's not a dismissal of the entire case. I think, if anything, my first take is that really sort of lends itself to the argument that the special prosecutor Wade, in this case, is inexperienced in these types of cases and didn't plead it properly, and as a result, these counts are being dismissed. So it's a victory of sorts, certainly for former President Trump and all of the defendants that are affected by the ruling, but the case will continue in part.
And we await the same judge's decision about Fani Willis and her staying on the case. Does this decision today, what he has just put forward, give you any sort of clue as to what he's thinking on that point?
I think it certainly doesn't hurt the notion that both Fani Willis and her boyfriend, Special Prosecutor Wade, have acted inappropriately here, and some of the things that have been alleged are proving to be true. He's an inexperienced prosecutor in these cases. That's a reflection of what the judge just ruled on. I think this is, frankly, an easy call in terms of disqualification of at least her and Mr. Wade from this case, if not an entire dismissal of the case.
Got it.
So you heard that right there, guys. You heard that right there. The whole entire case still could actually be thrown out. Now, check this out. This is from Jonathan Turley right here. Since those 6 charges got dropped, the prosecution can actually refile these charges. However, that could actually be a huge blow to get this trial started before the election, even though it's hanging on by a thread. Look here. He puts out, Judge McAfee dismissal of the 6 counts presents a difficult question for the prosecution. If they try to secure a superseding indictment to correct the earlier mistakes, it will make it difficult to try the case before the election. The defense is allowed discovery and time to prepare for the new alleged crimes. That will take time off the clock. The court has indicated that they can still rely on the underlying conduct to make out the general racketeering charge. However, that theory was already thin soup, and it just got a bit thinner. Part of the value of the multiplicity of counts was to convey a pattern criminality as a foundation for the more serious racketeering charges. This does not disable the case, but it adds yet another setback for the prosecution as it awaits the disqualification decision. Yeah. So it's not looking good for Fani Willis. The case right now has not been outright dismissed, but if Fani Willis and Nathan Wade are actually removed from the case, which is still a huge possibility, then they're going to have to get a new county to actually take this thing, because I believe her whole entire office would actually be disqualified, and it's not going to happen. This was a huge, huge win for Donald Trump. I mean, on the low end, it just bought him a whole lot more time, because 3 charges against Trump, man, that Georgia phone call, dismissed. Nathan Wade had no idea what he was doing. The man was not qualified, and now it just bit Fani Willis in the butt right there. This is huge news right here. Still waiting to see on what Judge Scott McAfee is actually going to do with Fani Willis. It's not looking good, man. This thing keeps getting worse and worse and worse every single day. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.